Hi, this is Dennis, and I thought I'd take a few moments to share something very interesting with you. At least I find it very interesting. Um, there's a case of a young woman named Lindsay Eklund, and you can Google her name and read all about it. She was 20 years old from the Southern California area, and some guy offered to give her a ride home, and somehow he sweet talked her into coming back to his house, tried to have sex with her. She said no. He freaked out, killed her, choked her, put her in his truck, and drove about 60 miles away and buried her on the side of a mountain up in Santa Clarita, California. And the case, it took about 10 years for it to get solved, and it went cold for many years. And there's a sergeant for the Riverside, California Sheriff's Department named David Douglas who reached out to the District Attorney's Office of Orange County to see if they could use one of their top investigators, a man named Larry Montgomery. Here he is. And long story short, it was Larry Montgomery found a credit card receipt of the suspect that blew his alibi to smithereens, and that's basically what led to recovering of Lindsay. But during the investigation, when they were having a hard time finding Lindsay, they reached out. Well, rather than me tell you, let me just play this audio.
Once we figured out that Chris was probably up there, he had access to a location with a tractor, and therefore, if he did kill Lindsay, then maybe the body's there in this area. We bring in the cadaver dogs. The dogs did alert that there is a body in that area, a human body.
So as you can see, they reached out to retired detective Paul Dosty to see if they could use his cadaver dog, Buster. And what actually led to finding Lindsay was the suspect finally, when his alibi was blown to smithereens, that was all the cops needed. And they were able to break him down, and he actually led them right to the body. But the important thing for this podcast right here is that when they were trying to find Lindsay, they reached out to use Buster, the cadaver dog. Now, do you know that in 2014, Buster, the cadaver dog, was at the Arroyo Grande property of Susan Flores. Now, he wasn't exactly on the property; he didn't have permission, but they were able to get the permission of Flores' neighbors, and they walked Buster around the adjoining property line. And Buster alerted 4 separate times to human decomposition along the property line of Susan Flores' yard. And they've given this to the Sheriff's Department, and this was 2014, so here we are 2017. That was 3 years ago. And I don't understand why they won't act on this. So, but here I say all this to make the following point. If Buster is good enough for Sergeant David Douglas of the Riverside, California Sheriff's Department, and if Buster is good enough for the Orange County District Attorney's Office, why isn't Buster good enough for the San Luis Obispo Sheriff's Department?